All right, here, let's get an update on the Zondo Commission looking at state capture, and of course on the stand, BOSASA former COO Angelo Agrizzi confirming to the inquiry that the SIU report was correct in its findings about corruption between BOSASA and Correctional Services. He's named a number of top officials. Agrizzi told the Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo that a company called Sondela IT was established so BOSASA could get a catering tender from Correctional Services for prisons. In his testimony, Agrizzi says the bidding period was reduced from 30 to 21 days to enable Sondela IT to win that tender. He's been questioned today about various tenders which were obtained by BOSASA through front companies, and that's been the trend. To discuss, I'm joined by SABC reporter Mzwandile Mbeje. Mzwa, a bit less startling today.
Well, maybe because we are used to Agrizzi dropping names, dropping files. So today it was not the case. But it was actually important because what the commission was doing, so they were actually reading the SIU report, which compiled its obviously findings insofar in relation to the doings of BOSASA with regards to correctional services. So what they were basically doing in most of the instances, those tenders, so they were able to say this tender, for example, you mentioned Sondela IT, so was acquired incorrectly. So do you know anything about that? So and then he would by and large confirm that. And remember, when they compiled this report, they did not necessarily interview him. It was from different sources. Many people are asking,
so the SIU investigated a lot of claims around BOSASA. No Hawks raids at the moment, by the way. A lawyer has raised that. No charges, nobody, no banks shutting down their accounts even. When was this SIU report drafted?
It was 2007. Well, let me not put I'm a bit confused. More than a decade, yes. It's been sitting there and there's been no action on it. But I mean, we know many of the people, by the way, including Agrizzi, that we know that so the Hawks have had their eyes on him as well, given that, I mean, he's part of the whole thing that he's speaking about. So it was quite interesting, I mean, to listen to how many of the things that he had said were being corroborated by the SIU report. So I would think, Francis, and assume that the new head of NPA will have her hands full as soon as she takes over in the next week.
This must be a priority case. There must be anticipation in the room, given the reports over the weekend about bribery in connection with former President Jacob Zuma.
So what's going to happen, I think, from today again, because the SIU report was concluded today. So we're going back now to the affidavit of Mr. Agrizzi, where then he now starts to detail some of the workings of BOSASA. And as you know, the issue of that was reported in the weekend newspapers, there are many names that were mentioned that we still expect him to mention. Of course, the name of former President Jacob Zuma, we expect him to name him, so in some sort of the bribery claims that he's been making. But as I'm saying, so from tomorrow when he starts, actually, he will start with the Correctional Service officials. When Linda Mti, the commissioner, had gone, and then Mr. Gillingham was also gone, so they were looking for other people to make sure that they protect their contracts and tenders. So they identify various individuals. That's what you're going to hear tomorrow when they mention some of the names of the people that were identified, so that they could give them protection. Because the people who were primary in giving them protection were gone, but they still needed to keep those tenders.
All right, following the Zondo Commission for us, Mzwandile Mbeje, thank you very much.